Hello, welcome to Beauty Crowd TV, here on beautycrowd.com, your beautiful marketplace. Over the next 15 minutes, we're going to look at a new massage tool that you can use in a variety of different ways, which is particularly good for couples. In fact, take a look, here it is. Now, this is by Needs Must. It's the Kneader, and your product code for this one is 198901. So that's the code that you need to put into our website. We have a special price. The Beauty Crowd price is £20 plus £2.95 for post and packaging. So usually this retails at about £25. So the Kneader is something new that everybody can use, and I do have the designer here in the studio. So Una Tucker from Needs Must is here. Hello.
Hello.
Now we're talking about couples. This is our couple show. First of all, what is the Kneader?
It's just a very simple massage tool. It's designed to be multifunctional. It doesn't require batteries. It's completely ergonomic, very tactile. And the thing is, you can use the finger holds or not. So if you have smaller hands or are not very strong, you can use the finger holds for more support. But if you have larger hands, you can just use it in the flat of your palm or maybe pinch the top. There's so many different ways of using it. Every part of the tool is functional. The large arch is for, sweeping, stroking movements. The smaller arch is for more intense movements and even smaller areas like the arm.
So very simple massage tool that anybody can use. So for couples, why would it be good for them to use the Kneader?
Well, it's all about connecting or reconnecting. We're very busy all of the time. We tend to sort of be running around doing all of these things. Massage is about taking time out for yourself and just getting into the zone. That's why it's so good for the body and the mind. For couples in particular, touch is very important. And it's something that you can do 5 minutes in front of the television, even someone sitting sort of there, and you could be massaging their shoulders. I know this particularly because this is how my husband does it for me. And you can just, he calls it ironing the skin, and he just watches the television as he's giving me a massage. So you can do it that way, or you can go the full,
pamper night.
Absolutely, with oils and candles. And there's a particularly good candle, we've got it here, the Carly's candles, where it's a nice aromatherapy candle, but then the actual oil is your body oil. And it's
so really you light the candles and then you can pour it on. So you can use it with oils.
It's fantastic with oil. I mean, it's great over clothes, but when you actually put oil with it, it just glides. You don't even you barely need to push it, and it will naturally heat up with friction onto the body. So you have that sort of slight, heat element as well, which is very relaxing. You can do it in the shower with soap and water as well. It's very easy. Obviously, if you don't have a partner or anybody around, you can self-massage as well. But let's be perfectly honest, getting a massage is always so much better than giving one.
So true, and you can get that quality time together. So if you're convinced already, you can get this right now. We've got it for a special price of £20 at Beauty Crowd. So if you go to our website, that's beautycrowd.com, and put in our product code 198901, it's £2.95 for post and packaging. Now, we do have our model couple here in the studio, so let's take the Kneader over and see it in action. So now we're joined by our real-life couple, Matt and Tracy, here in the studio. Una, I can see Tracy has some oil on her back, so what are we using today?
Well, basically, when you use the Kneader straight onto skin, you need some sort of suitable lubricant. You can go from a very simple oil that you can buy in supermarkets, like an almond oil or a grapeseed oil, or you can go for essential oils. A lot of people like essential oils, and I particularly like something like this, which is Carly's cosmetic oil. And what it is, who doesn't like a candle when you have a massage? Of course, it's always in the background. So you burn the candle, you get the nice essential oil smell, and then you can actually use the oil of the candle as your body lubricant, which is really lovely. Or you can do balms, there's sort of wax balms. Anything that sort of goes with a lot of pressure and friction is not going to oil up, and like, say for instance, olive oil isn't very good because it gets very gloopy.
Right.
But a good essential oil or a clean base oil is lovely.
So what's Matt doing here?
He started with a very basic stroking, and now he's doing a very light kneading into the hip area, which is really lovely. It's a big muscle area. You can maybe then go into, he's done it right there, like a crayon movement where he's working. The bigger the circle, the less intense, but it's better for large muscle areas. The smaller the circle, more intense. Then that's a lovely move up the spine. That's what we call pouring the milk, and it works this either side of the spine, and he's doing a nice sort of sweeping movement. You can also then, when you get in between the shoulder area, he's switching to the small paddle, because this is exactly what I designed the small paddle for, are these tiny areas that are hard to get into. And with the paddle, the more upright it is, the more intense the pressure. But you can also, and you can see he's sort of, you know, using it to go around the shoulder blade and in there. But you can take it across the shoulder blade by sort of flattening it out as well. So, and it's a really nice movement where you just, that's fantastic. And it just literally massages, there's a very thin layer of muscle, so you don't want to go too hard on them. And that's a really good way of loosening the tension there. And
now,
then
it does look like Matt's not applying a lot of pressure. How are you finding, Matt? How much pressure are you using?
Barely, to be honest, nothing. About 20% of probably what I normally do with my hands. Yeah, if that, to be honest.
So the Kneader's doing all the work. Is a massage something you regularly treat Tracy to?
She's quite lucky in that respect. Yeah. I do actually I find it quite therapeutic, I've got to be honest. Yeah,
that's good.
Honestly, I don't want her to know this, but I could do this all night.
Perfect. Do you know what? That's exactly what you want. And you know, it just goes back to that couple time, that quality time together. Why is massage good for couples?
Well, you know, on a sort of a physiological, it's obviously very healthy. It sort of, you know, it takes away tension from the muscles, but it also, couples can relax together. And as Matt has said, a lot of times when you're giving a massage, it will relax you just as much because, you know, you're in sort of that zone and you're just, you know, your mind is focused. Likewise, obviously Tracy's very relaxed, and couples can get to know each other's body in a completely different way, you know, and it's just a lovely way of reconnecting with each other, you know, in a very quiet, healthy way.
Should we see it on the arm now?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Because you can use the Kneader all over the body. You do get the DVD as well, instructing you, so you've got an idea as to how to use it. So what kind of moves can we do here, Una?
Well, basically, you know, you do have the stroking movements. You're right to mention the DVD, because one of the things when we ask people why they didn't massage regularly, they'd say, we don't know how. Yeah. So have you watched the DVD?
Yeah, that's what the DVD taught me actually, was I knew I was pretty good anyway at massage, but there were a few points of where I wasn't quite sure, and I was just sort of guessing. But and Tracy soon told me if I was hitting anywhere and towards. But now I think I've got everywhere pretty much laid down.
Covered. Yeah. And this is where your expertise come in, isn't it, Una? Because you've been doing this for over 10 years with loads of different clients.
Yeah. People need to know a basic routine, so they don't get sort of, you know, doing one position for 20 minutes. It's a very basic routine. It gives you some a variety of moves within that routine, and you just pick and choose what works for you and what works for your partner, obviously.
And you know what? Anyone can do it. So, you know, Tracy can use this, and she's got a much more delicate frame and delicate hands, and Matt has got quite big hands.
Yes, he does, and he's doing a very fine movement there. It's a very small circle. It's like a trigger point, and he's just going along the arm. That's a lovely way of releasing tension. He actually is quite a good massage therapist. He's a natural. Yes, he did. I can't disagree with him. And he's doing everything right. And that's what it is. Like anything, it's a little bit of practice. People need to realize that they don't have to grip the tool as hard. They don't have to work as hard. It's the gravity of his hands, you know, gravity working on his arm, the pressure and weight of his arm, it's all holding the tool onto the skin.
We should hear, Tracy, how is it feeling as Matt is massaging you?
It's amazing, it's really relaxing.
That's what you want, isn't it? You want to be able to relax your partner and sort of get any tension out of them, which is why it's good little and often, you said.
Yes, always, little and often. You know, this can be a 30-minute thing, or it can be just 5 minutes on the shoulder. It's just connecting with your partner, working some sore spots, and if you want to go the full thing with oils and candles and everything, what better way to spend some time together?
It looks lovely, and if you're convinced and you know that you could definitely find time in your day-to-day This is the time to get it. We've got a special Beauty Crowd offer. It's £20 at the moment with us, £2.95 post and packaging. So all you have to do is go to our website, that's beautycrowd.com, and in the search option, type in the product code, so that's 198901. That will bring up our Kneader page and you'll be able to pop it in your basket, and then we'll try and get that out to you within a few working days. So we've seen it used on the arms and the back. Well, now let's take a look at it on the legs. So Una, what's Matt doing now on the legs?
He's just doing a very basic stroking movement, very well I might add. That sort of warms up the area and it introduces the area to massage. Now with the calf, it's a very tense area and it's a very small, dense area. So this is a really good area to use the massage blade, the smaller blade, right? So you can just literally get in there. You see how he's just sort of going up, and it's the more intense, if it's all the way up, it's more intense, but he's sort of slightly angling it. So it's still a stroking movement, but it's a deeper stroking movement. It's really lovely. Good. And it's really good. This is a perfect area. The leg is perfect. When you're actually working the calves, it's another good movement is a seesaw, which is what he's going to do right now, because it goes across the muscles. And it's actually moving the muscles, as you can see, and really getting in there, and it's really lovely. Obviously, you work from the ankle to the knee. You never work on a joint, which he's not doing, which is very good. And then you can do some deep crayons. So again, just big circles. The smaller the circle, the more intense, but because this is a big muscle, you can do big circles all the way up, and it's really nice.
And all these moves are explained in the DVD that you get with the Kneader, which is included in the price there for £20. That's our special Beauty Crowd price. So if you go to our website, type in 198901, then you can bring up our Kneader page, and that way you'll be able to pop it in your basket and get it in a few working days. Why is it good to massage the leg area, Una?
Well, the legs hold us up, and the calves in particular get very tense, especially when you spend a long time sitting.
And we all do.
Yeah, because they get sort of, they're distressed when they're not being used. And if you do a lot of exercise, but our feet are always doing this, and you'll be surprised how many people flex their feet during their sleep and really tense them up as well. So it's really good. The gastrocnemius, which is your main calf muscle, is a really dense muscle, and what he's doing right now is a trigger point, and that he's just starting with the ankle and moving up, and he's releasing tension. It's like stepping on a garden hose. You stop the flow and then you let it go and all the blood rushes through. Wow. It's really lovely.
So that's like an intense move. How did that feel, Tracy?
It's amazing.
Amazing.
I could fall asleep.
And that's what you want. If you're going to massage your partner, you want to know that they're really enjoying it, it's relaxing, and it is working, and the Kneader does work on everyone.
Absolutely. And now he's moved on to the thigh, at the back of the thigh, and this is a very big area. So he's doing some deep kneading. He's moving towards the hip, which is lovely. This is where you can also do some waving movements, where you just sort of do this, or in little circles. You can only do that for the bigger muscles, but it's a lovely feeling. And then again, he can do the sort of the seesaw or the very big circles, but that's really nice, and he does that particularly well. And then some big crayons, and again some trigger points going up. You're always working towards the outer hip, because that's sort of how the muscles run, and it looks lovely. He does it very well. And now, sorry,
why would you think this is a great gift idea for a couple?
It speaks for itself. To keep in touch with your partner. We're all really busy all the time. Just to take that time out. This doesn't have to be 45 minutes. If you want it to be, it can. But you could do a very quick routine in 10 or 15 minutes. And it just breaks down the tension. And it just brings you together as a couple. You spend some quiet time,
Quiet time, quality time.
Exactly.
Now, Matt, if Tracy bought you this, would that be like a promise of a massage?
Yeah, it would be like an IOU, essentially.
Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, but it's an interesting point you say about the couples. Like, we're together really every night of the week, more or less. So it kind of breaks it up a little bit. It does kind of bring us a bit closer, I'd say. And there's not a lot of pressure to always do things through the week. You go maybe for a meal, the cinema, watch a film, DVD, whatever. But this is it's a nice break, you know. And I think it's good for relationships. I think it's needed. I really do.
Definitely. Yeah. Really good for Valentine's or Christmas.
Very good. I tend to sell a lot to men around Christmas in particular, and I was always surprised the first year when that happened, because I didn't think that men would connect with the product as much. But if you think about it, what do you give your partner? You know, and Valentine's, we do incredibly well around Valentine's, because it's a very healthy, proactive gift, but it also gets you to know your partner's body in a whole other way.
Yes, that's true. So it's good for the both of you. It's that quality time together. You get the DVD, giving you ideas, giving you some structure if you want to follow and learn. It really is such a clever invention. So if you do want to get yourself a Kneader, we have a special Beauty Crowd offer. They are £20 on our website right now, with £2.95 for post and packaging. So if you go to beautycrowd.com, type in that product code, so that's 198901, that will bring up our Kneader page. You'll be able to pop that in your basket, and we'll get that out to you hopefully within a few working days. Well, thank you very much to Una, Tracy and Matt. I hope you enjoyed our Kneader couple show. We've got more from the Kneader coming up here at Beauty Crowd.